up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Brad, joined by my co-host, Micah.
Much like me disappointing my father in real life, I am a disappointment to my father in Hades. And he beat the shit out of me because of it, much like in real life.
Wow. and Terrence is here as well.
I am recording from prison.
Terribly.
Got locked up.
Oh, I see who this is in reference to now. I get.
Are you sure?
Do you? Do
I? I don't think you do.
I don't think you do. I'm going to give you a great clue. I'm going to give you a great clue when we get to it.
Okay, fair enough. We'll stow that for now. You've heard us talk about Hades for the past 2 weeks. I don't have much to say about it this week, except that I'm almost cleared it with every weapon. Terrence got to watch me play the other day.
Yeah, it looks fun.
It's very fun. Very fun. Right. But I have also been playing another game that released last week, and I can't decide if it's good or not. And I'm still not sure whether or not it's actually good. That game is Super Mario Brothers 35, which released on the Nintendo Switch for free. Now, Johnny was quick to chastise me online when I stated in the Dense Pixels group, densepixels.com/fans, that I wasn't sure if SMB 35 was good. And he said, well, it doesn't matter because it's free. And I've always pushed back on that. Because just because a game is free doesn't mean it doesn't have a certain standard of quality, because your time is arguably your most valuable commodity that you have to give a game. You can't get that back. You can always earn more money.
Exactly. I mean, what if Shigeru Miyamoto would have kicked you in the balls and not charge you, it would still be a kick in the balls.
That's correct. So Super Mario 35 both works exactly how we thought it would work, and also not at all how we thought it would work. So in Super Mario 35, you're playing Mario Brothers. You're going through, you're doing all the Mario stuff, you're collecting your coins, you're stomping on your Goombas, you're picking up your stars and your power-ups and everything all like that. But the caveat to this game is you are playing alongside 34 other players in a battle royale style format, except this game isn't really a battle royale. It is last man standing. To win, you have to be the last person playing, the last person to have not died, and you only get one life. But it's not really a battle royale at all.
I'm very glad you said that, because I played this 3 times and I didn't know what was going on.
Right. So what happens is, much like in Tetris 99, which is the closest comparison to this game, you can target other players that are playing. And as you kill enemies, those enemies will go to that other player's screen to become enemies that they now have to encounter. And at first, it's not that bad. It's an extra Goomba or 2 here or there. It's an extra Koopa Trooper here and there. But like when you kill Bowser will show up in a random stage in somebody else's like gameplay. When you kill like a blooper will start flying around, World 1-1 as you're as you're going around. So like you can really start to fuck people up. And the coins aren't really useful, except that when you collect 20 of them, it gives you a spin on this item box, which is it's like a Mario Kart-esque item box that has a random power-up inside of it. It might be a superstar, it might be a fire flower, it might be a PAL block that'll kill every enemy that sits on the screen. The roulette wheel is a good way to make sure that when you become small Mario, that you can hopefully get a fire flower or something like that to get big again real quick. Because let me tell you, the key to victory in this game is to know where all the superstars are and have a fire flower equipped at all times, because that is the only way that you are going to make any decent amount of progress as you go through the game. There's also a timer that runs in the corner. If you run out of time, you die. The way you get more time is by killing enemies and clearing stages. Every enemy you kill adds seconds to your clock. It gets to a point, though, once you've played for a while, that time becomes a non-factor, because there's enough enemies in front of you that you're just going to stomp through them, especially if you have a fire flower equipped. So it's interesting. It definitely changes how you play Mario Brothers. for sure. And it definitely makes this very old game feel different than it ever has before. Because now I don't play to collect all the coins or just to make it to the end of the goal. I want to kill every enemy that comes across my path. Like when opponents are sending enemies to me, I'm relishing it because there's a superstar right around the corner. And I'm just going to fucking truck through like 30 enemies and send them all to somebody else. That part's pretty cool. The way the stages go, though, is in a random order. And it's not like you play sequentially through the game. You just kind of end up in whatever. Like, I can't figure out the rhyme or reason. Like, you'll go from 1-1 to 1-2, back to 1-1 to 1-4 to 1-2 to 2-1 to like it's completely fucking crazy how it kind of flips. And I swear to God, I played 1-1 and 1-2 easily. Like 80% of the stages that I played so far have been one of those two levels, and they keep cycling you back around to it. And all of the stages are in the game, but they start locked. Like, you have to clear them in order to be able to access them. But I can't figure out how to get to them in the first place. It's very strange how it works.
Can you start from 1-2?
Well, that's the thing. At the beginning of a match, everyone votes on which stage they want to start in, and much like in Mario Kart, which whoever gets the most votes will get, that stage will win. But in every match but one I've played in, I've always started in 1-1. Because everyone usually just picks 1-1 and fucking calls it a day. The reason that I don't really consider this a battle royale is because in Tetris, especially when you get down to like the last 10 people, you very much feel the weight of your opponents on you. Like, because everything that they're doing is affecting what's going on in your game. And in Mario 35, you're never really playing against anybody else. Like, yeah, they're throwing shit onto your screen, but you're still playing against the game. Like your only objective is to stay alive. And if you have the gumption to do it, you will. You're not actively punishing somebody else. You're just giving them more obstacles to overcome. That's it. Usually when I die, it's because I fall into a pit. It's not because of somebody's enemy that got sent to my board to mess me up. Maybe if it's like a Hammer Brother or something, that'll fuck me up. But other than that, not so much. So I can't decide if it's good or not, because when you are on a long run, and I've won once and I finished like top 3 a couple times, you're playing Super Mario Brothers for 15 minutes in a row, and you're playing stages 1-1 and 1-2 a lot. And it's just like, I don't know if this is actually fun. Like I'm not like really enjoying myself. But at the same time, it's still fun to experience Super Mario Brothers in a different way than we've ever been able to experience before. I guess the way I can sum it up is I understand now why Nintendo's only releasing this for 6 months, because I don't really know where else you go in this collection. I don't know what updates you can put out to this game that's going to give it legs, that's going to give it long-term longevity. I think it's fun for a lark, and when it disappears, I don't think any of us are going to care.
Damn.
So that's my review of Super Mario Brothers 35. It's fine. I still can't decide if it's actually fun. It's fun for a brief trip of nostalgia. I don't think I'm going to be playing it 2 weeks from now.
It's fun, and then you just don't care.
I'm going to stream it. We'll see how long I last before I want to go back to Hades when I start streaming it. So,
all right.
Yeah. Terrence, you've been playing Until You Fall.
Yes, Until You Fall is a VR game. I've been getting a lot of use out of that thing. I paid for it, and I'm going to use it. God damn it! This is it's a VR roguelike. Where you play like a swordsman, and you got to go through from level to level, try to get as far as you can. You will die, of course. It's called Until You Fall. But as you progress, you get ether to level up your weapons, and you just get further and further into it. The catch is that it's in VR. It's fun. It's fun. It's the combat is weird. Well, not weird, but like when you fight someone, they have their health bar, and then they have like a block, like a shield bar. You got to break down the shield bar, and once you break that, you have an opportunity to hit them with critical strikes, and the critical strikes show up on the character as like slashes, whether it be diagonal, left, right, up, down, and when you hit those, it does more damage. And then when you have to block, they show like block indicators on the screen that you have to match up with the sword in your hand, or you'll take damage. So that's how they keep it kind of fresh. It's hard.
Mhm.
Like, it's really hard. And then it's a fucking workout because you're like ducking and dodging sword strikes and swinging your arms around like an idiot. It's a fun game. It's very fun. And I also picked up Star Wars Squadron. And the only reason why I did that is because it's VR. I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't VR.
So, in all honesty, I've heard it's good, and I've heard it's even gooder with VR.
Yes, it is. Like, it's fucking, like, I don't know why you'd pick it up outside of VR. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't like, I've played it both ways, on flat screen and then with a VR headset. I don't know, if you don't have a VR headset, don't bother. That's my assessment. It's really fun. Like, to be in the cockpit of a TIE fighter, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't do Star Wars.
X-Wing?
Yeah, and the X-Wings are sure. It's awesome. Because, like, when you're chasing someone in a dogfight, you can move your head around and you can see which way they're going. You can look up and down, and it's fucking dope. Now, you can't use the move controllers because those things are trash. And it just won't let you. There'll be no way in hell you could use those because there's no analog sticks on those. So you got to use the regular DualShock. But it's fun if you have VR.
I don't know if that's the endorsement that EA wants to hear.
Probably not, but fuck that. I don't like EA, but this game is very fun.
It's very fun if you have VR.
Yeah, very.
It is, when you're doing a Death Star run, do you have to take the VR headset off and use the Force in order to finish?
I don't know what that means.
God damn it.
I don't know a lot about Star Wars.
Micah, he doesn't take the headset off. He switches off his targeting computer.
Yeah, he switches off his targeting computer.
Yeah, he's still in the cockpit. It's not like he ejects in the cockpit and throws a grenade into the fucking exhaust port.
See, if he was a sister, he could. Per one of them other movies where she was just like, I'm a Jedi, bitch, and then just flies through space. But that's neither here nor there. Wow, I thought you were going to talk about your assassin dubstep game.
Oh,
he talked about that 2 weeks ago.
Oh, but I just posted a video just to kind of show what it is.
Yeah.
That game is very fun.
I mean, it sounds great.
And that's another game where, like, I put in the caption, like, I fucking exhaled at the end because I was like, that's another one. Like, you're dodging bullets and you're trying to keep up. You're trying to shoot on beat. You don't have to, because some of those levels, if you're doing it on hard, you just want to take out the enemies and not worry about a fucking beat. But yeah, when you do it on beat, that's where you get your score from, your high score, which I am not anywhere close to the top because those niggas are crazy. I don't. And then they have an option to do Deadeye, where you have to, like, legitimately aim at the targets.
Oh, like it actually does like aim tracking as far as
them? And I'm like, I tried it. I couldn't hit anything. I'm like, it's not me. The PSVR has trash tracking. Because I'm looking, I'm like holding my fucking VR controller like a gun, like with my, like, trying to look down the scope, shooting at something, and the bullet is still just missing. I'm like, no. But it gives you 25 plus 25% extra score. But I can't hit anything. I'm like, how the fuck are these people doing that? I don't get it. There must be some kind of
you got to get the it's called the PS Aim, which is that, like, fucking rifle.
I don't even know if it's aim compatible.
Oh no,
that's the thing.
Interesting.
Because you can do guns akimbo in that game too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's hard. It's really fun. But, like, if you have a VR, very fun game. They released 3 new tracks this week, and all the DLC is going to be free on that. So that's pretty much it.
Very good.
But yeah, Star Wars Squadron is very fun in VR, and it's multiplayer.
Weirdly, this is going to be. There's a lot of EA news this week. A lot of things circling around EA. For example, PlayStation Plus announced their games for October.
Yeah, I saw those, and I already have one.
Right. Two very scary games for very different reasons. The first one is Vampire.
That's a very good game, though. Vampire is a great game.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Narrative role playing game.
Yeah.
Where you play plays a vampire doctor. No confirmation whether or not his name is Dr. Acula, which would be pretty good. So.
Shut up.
It's Scrubs. It's Scrubs.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Fine TV program from the aughts.
I heard it was very funny. I never watched it. But it's like a hidden gem game. It's very good.
Yes.
I'm assuming the second game is not so much.
No, I wouldn't call this hidden or a gem, but it is quite scary. Need for Speed Payback is available for free.
A very interesting game choices for the month of October.
Yeah. More relevant and better Need for Speed news coming later in the show. Speaking of EA, Apex Legends gets crossplay as you're listening to this today.
Oh, so that's what that was for. I got the update today. I didn't know what it was for.
Yeah, it
was fucking 7 gigs.
Yeah. Crossplay is not going to install itself, Terrence. FIFA 21 comes out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I think the deluxe version came out today. The standard version comes out on Friday. Baldur's Gate 3 finally coming to PC and Google Stadia today, or actually might be later this week. And then Fall Guys Season 2 starts on Thursday, which new costumes and courses alike. So if you're a lapsed Fall Guys player, as I am, I literally did not play it much after that first month. You can check out the new season, which I probably will.
Know what else you can check out? YouTube.com/DensePixels. You can go there. You can subscribe. You can see Terrence's lovely background. He had that background for a movie that we did a review on. Oh, yeah, we review other movies as well. On Black Cinema. Coming distractions. You know, we're supposed to review new movies, but
yeah, well, they just bumped James Bond into fucking 2021. So
yeah, and they just bumped theaters off the planet.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to the Nerdpocalypse podcast. You can subscribe to these podcasts wherever you get your podcasts. You can get the weekly preview episode of Look Forward. You can go to DensePixels.com/premium, and for $5 a month or $50 a year, you get access to the premium slate of podcasts, including the airing of grievances. I'm told that Jay is going to come off of his high horse and indulge you people with a new episode of airing of grievances once we record it tomorrow. The Men with the Golden Tongues, our spy movie podcast, Upstage Conversation, and No Time to Bleed. Now, look. We're going to do something a little different. I don't think he posted the new No Time for Bleed movie yet. And this is the background that Terrence has for it. And so you have to go to youtube.com/densepixels to see the background. Now, we're going to play a game with Brad. I
wish you'd warned me out. I had a soundboard set up so that we could have played like the Jeopardy.
I'm going to give you an actor in this movie.
And can I make it? Because so now that you said it's No Time to Bleed.
Yes.
I want to make one guess before you give me a hint.
Okay.
Law-abiding citizen.
Shut the fuck up, dude! What the fuck?
Yeah.
How?
Fuck yeah.
That's bullshit. You knew.
Yeah, get out of here, yo. Get out of here, yo.
Who told you?
No one told me. Like I said, as soon as he said No Time to Bleed, and he's like, Terrence's background is related. I was like, Terrence is in a tiny jail cell. What action movie has a prominent, where a tiny jail cell prominent? I was like, Law-abiding citizen has a prominent tine jail cell. Who is the actor that you were going to give me?
I was gonna fuck you up. I was gonna be like, oh yeah,
Doug Stamper or some shit.
I was gonna say Viola Davis.
Okay.
I was gonna say Regina Hall. I was gonna say Leslie Bibb. I was gonna say everybody except for Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx.
Right. If you said Bruce McGill, if you said Bruce McGill, I would have gotten it first. I would have gotten it first guess. Rest in power, Bruce McGill.
You are way too good at God damn it. God damn it. I don't know how you did that shit, but you use your shifty white man powers to figure something out, yo. That's why white people are as advanced as they are.
Speak for yourself, overly bright key light over there. Tell them.
Well, yeah, the new episode of Notes on
fan of
Fade.
that movie then.
I did enjoy it the first time I watched it in theaters, despite its utter ridiculousness. It's one of the most ridiculous movies on the planet, which makes it a perfect candidate for No Time to Bleed.
It was a very good episode, in my opinion, and that will be up in the premium feed. You know what else is up in the premium feed? The full episode of the Look Forward Political Podcast. Now, look.
I just finished it like 30 minutes ago.
I have an hour left, and
you're just getting.
I'm just getting to the good part. I'm just getting to the part that they can't talk about on the free episode. So I don't know if you all realize, but the Snollyguster in chief contracted coronavirus, and these three left-wing degenerates are sure to have a little bit of commentary at its expense, and I can't wait to finish listening to it. So go to densepixels.com/premium.
Speaking of things that I cannot wait for, the news came this week that Cyberpunk 2077 went gold.
2 weeks.
Say again?
Isn't that coming out in like 2 weeks?
It's like 6 weeks away.
Oh, it's November.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what month it is.
But it is gone gold. For those that are unaware, gone gold is video game parlance for the final code has been finished and is now being sent off to production. Of course, this being the modern video game industry, the work is not done. There will be continued work in between now and the game's release, which will probably be updated in a day one patch for the game. But the rather unfortunate news is that CD Projekt Red reportedly, according to Bloomberg News, are requiring employees to endure crunch from now up until the time the game releases. As far as crunch periods go, this doesn't seem like the worst we've ever seen. You know, worst being relative, of course. Basically, they're having them work Saturdays from now up until the game's release. Of course, CD Projekt Red notably promised that its employees would not have to crunch to finish Cyberpunk 2077. But of course, like with any modern video game, once you announce a release date, unless you just want to keep pushing it back into perpetuity, you're going to run up against a deadline at fucking some point. And so this is, of course, inevitable.
Which is interesting because they have the ability to release patches, which everyone fucking does now, to fix bugs and all the other bullshit that they get. Because every game comes out broken. Every game. I don't give a fuck what game it is. I'm playing fucking what is that? The Ghost of Tsushima. They release patches to improve stability for that game, and that game is damn near perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So like it just happens. So I don't know why they do this whole crunch bullshit. Like I know we're impatient when it as far as gamers are concerned, but like it comes out when it comes out.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting. So normally you're up against a publisher mandated release date, but CD Projekt Red publishes their own games. Yeah, they self-publish their stuff. I get they've delayed this game a couple of times. I don't think they wanted to delay it again. Plus, then you risk again missing earnings forecasts and everything else. I don't know how you fix this situation. I truly don't, because one of two things has to happen. Either the industry is accepting of crunch, which I don't think is the right solution, or you just don't have release dates for games anymore.
Put a release date when you know you will have enough time.
But the problem is, as soon as you set that deadline, now you have a hard date, and you never know what's going to happen between now and when that date is going to be. And you can't even really blame COVID with the situation of Cyberpunk, because that got pushed out before.
Right. I mean, technically, you still kind of can.
Sure.
Because it got pushed out, but then this shit happened. So, They might be working remotely,
Mhm.
and things like that. But still, again, everyone is going to pick the game up regardless of when the fuck it comes out. Everyone is super hyped. If you say, I'm sorry, we got to push it back to January, people are going to be mad for that week. But if it comes out in January, they're still going to pick it up.
It's true.
It just doesn't make it. I don't get it. I mean, outside of like the earnings statements and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's their own fucking game. Like, it's them. They don't have a publisher to fucking deal with this. They're dealing with themselves. So I don't know. It's just silly to me.
Yeah, this is this particular situation is just kind of a little baffling.
Mhm.
But yeah, the whole crunch thing, I mean, yeah, I don't know what the solution is. You can't not give release dates. I mean, you could, but
Or
You,
give
no
them
one
release
is
date like
going
a
to.
month before, like when you know that game, like it's you done. Or
when it goes gold, you announce the release date.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you say. Yeah, it'll be out in 6 weeks from today.
And you've
But-
already ironed out the bugs that you know of.
But again, when you have all these companies that are publicly traded, that have investors that they have to answer to, and that have forecasts,
Yeah,
that they
that's
have to
what I'm
generate,
saying.
you can't. That's not a realistic way to operate. It just isn't.
Right.
So,
And honestly, if you don't give people deadlines, like shit don't get done. Like I've worked in government for the majority of my career, and if you don't give people deadlines, if you don't give people deadlines, like they will just, and I'm not saying that this is what these people are doing, right? I'm just saying people need a goal to hit. People need a finish line to cross. It's something psychological about it, and yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm not saying not have deadlines, but like,
yeah, like
just
I see what you're saying.
make it a reasonable deadline, knowing the kind of game that's being made, knowing the amount of money it's going to cost, knowing the resources you need. You gotta give us a reasonable date so we don't have to fucking kill ourselves in the last 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
production. That's just like at this point, we're 45 years into the fucking video game development, and things change all the time. But like, come on, at this point, you know how long a AAA game is going to take to develop, and what you want, and with your vision, of the director's vision, you know what you have to do, and you know how long it's going to take. Stop fucking putting game releases out a year before it actually comes out.
Or pay people, like like a legit, like, my dad used to work overtime all the time. He got paid time and a half. They stopped that shit. Like they're not trying to pay you more.
according to CD Projekt Red, the folks are going to be compensated for additional hours that they work. They also talked about how apparently they profit share with their employees. They take 10% of their profits and spread it across the team every year. So that's
good.
Not bad. I wouldn't imagine most developers do that. I don't know the intricacies of the game development industry, but I would imagine that outside of like, royalty bonuses and stuff like that, that there's not a whole lot of additional income coming in. It just sucks.
It doesn't do that, fucking Gearbox.
Right, you're right.
Because the fucking CEO that just takes the money for his fucking self.
I do need people
and buys
to also,
magic wands or some shit.
I do need people to also kind of get off their high horse about this. Like, if you're gonna be that fucking put out by this news, then don't put your money where your mouth.
Right.
Don't buy the
game. Don't buy that game.
You can't get obstinate about it and then give them $60. Like that doesn't work that way.
Right. Get out of here, man.
So but that's, like I said, it sucks. I'm sure that the people working there are not thrilled about it, but again, it seems like a problem that can only be improved but not solved in the way that the video game industry is currently set up. That's a fucking shame
for the foreseeable future.
Right.
Video game industry is just the worst. It's not the worst, but it is not.
But is it truly any different than any other media?
Nah, not really. It is not worker friendly at all.
Do you not see the same thing in film, especially in like, animated film, CG generated projects, stuff like that? So
yeah. You know what else sucks? The fans of the video game industry.
It's weird, man. I don't. Again, been playing games for fucking almost 40 years. I don't. Is it the younger fans or is it just like? Because it's kind of like Star Wars fans, right?
Everybody.
Like Star
They're the
Wars fans are
worst.
garbage, right? But they're in their like 50s, right? Like they're old and they're still
It
just
could be that people just
obnoxious.
like having things to be miserable about,
I mean,
I guess
and
I'm
it
bland.
has to be things that they love because that's where their passions lie. And there's just some people that just can't fucking let shit roll off the
It's
shoulders.
just-
Yes.
I mean, fan is short for fanatic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's like, and those people, nah, yo, it's like that movie with Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro was a huge fan of Wesley Snipes. You remember that dumb movie? And he started stalking him and shit.
Right, I remember
Like-
that movie. You saw a baseball player?
Yeah, he was a baseball player. So yeah, these people are crazy, man. You're crazy. Let this new Peter Parker just be Peter Parker, yo.
Oh, and the Spider-Man.
Yeah, transitions nicely into our next story.
Yeah.
Miles Morales.
There's a clear reason why they did that. They chose the particular actor, but go ahead.
Yes, so Miles Morales, not the only character getting a glow up in the PS5 of Spider-Man. They have redone Peter Parker's face in the game. According to Insomniac, this was done because they needed a better match for the facial capture that was done by voice actor Yuri Lowenthal, who plays the voice of Peter Parker in Spider-Man.
No, that's not why they did it.
This dude also happens to look like Tom Holland.
Exactly.
So
That's exactly why they did it. He looks just like Tom Holland. Like, shut the fuck up.
I
Oh, he
know,
looks
yeah.
like Yuri Lowenthal. Like, no one even knows what that nigga looks the fuck like. Like,
Half
cut
of
it out.
Yuri Lowenthal's face on his Twitter profile is covered up. Nobody knows what his jawbones and all that look like. Get out of here. You do know what Tom Holland looked like, and that's
Right.
what you were trying to do.
So I thought I couldn't get a gauge on the reaction to this because it felt like a lot of people were cool with it, and a lot of people were
No.
very upset about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Like,
because a
Yuri
lot of people-
Lowenthal is 50.
Yeah, that kid looks 50 in that trailer.
Sure. 50 minus 35. What the fuck? He looks like
People-
a child.
People, that was my thing when I initially saw it. It was like jarring because like this particular Peter Parker is supposed to be 8 years into his Spider-Man career.
He looks like a fucking kid.
Right. If he got bit, he looks like he got bit 8 days ago. But you know, it is what it is. Like I understand. Like they picked a guy that looks like Tom Holland. Like I get it. I really do, and I'll get used to it. But the people who are really mad are like, you know, justice for such and such actor. I can't remember his name, and
Oh my
And-
god! Like he didn't get fucking paid for the job that he did. Like
right, like I mean, half of those people aren't buying this thing anyway.
right.
And if you are such a fan, like you have it, you have
Yeah,
it. You can see
Yeah,
what's
they're
his
not.
name's
They're not
face.
changing. They're
No,
not
but I
changing
want the one with
PS4
ray
version.
tracing. Micah. Like,
But
they
at the same,
can't-
and again, I don't have a dog in this fight. This is not as egregious as when they, debuted the new look for Cole in Infamous 2 in Egypt, and then the internet lost their fucking minds because it's like, they look nothing like him. Like at least this is in the ballpark. At least this dude looks like Peter Parker.
At least he looks like a Spider-Man that most people
Right.
have seen.
So I get why people get upset about this stuff,
But to the point where you're, harassing the developers, like again,
Is that what they're doing? They're
yeah,
doing-
the
Oh,
developers
or-
came out. The developers came out. The creative director came out, and he was like, "Look, I know some of you guys like don't like change, but like, come on, man! Like, we're trying to do something here, and we don't appreciate, I can't remember if he got death threats."
Mhm.
But yeah, like people, they're just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, but hey, at least the extra $20 that you'll have to pay to get this version of Spider-Man on your PS5 is not in vain. Like they're working on the game, they're doing stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I saw the video of it running. It looks fucking amazing. It does.
Yeah,
but
I might have to go on the TV.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I was pricing them, so you know what that means.
Next month.
Next month, nigga. Next week. This is a 3-paycheck month, bro.
Speaking of things,
gotta have that motherfucker mounted.
Well, they're really small compared to the TV you probably have, or they're way lighter.
Yeah, that's all I need. I needed to just be lighter. Yeah. But anyway.
So speaking of things that really piss people off for irrational reasons, Nintendo revealed the newest fighter that's coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And it's Steve from Minecraft.
Who the fuck is Steve?
He's the main Minecraft man, Terrence. He's the dude that's on the cover of Minecraft.
Why the fuck is his name Steve?
Because his name is Steve, I guess. I don't know much about Minecraft. So people lost their fucking mind about this for some reason. Like Nintendo fans were aghast as to why they'd possibly be adding Steve from Minecraft into Smash Brothers. And while, you know, most of us that listen to this podcast probably don't have any great affinity or affiliation with Minecraft, the game has sold 130 million copies in its life. There's a few people out there who are really into Minecraft that are probably very excited about this news. And in a game with, what are we up to, like 75 characters at this point, or like 80? Do all of them have to pass like the gatekeeping test of Nintendo fans to be in Smash Brothers?
Yeah, let me tell you something. You know why you got Terry Bogard in Smash? Because Steve was coming down the pike. Like Sakurai had to go and be like, "Yo, Terry Bogard, like this is why Terry Bogard is awesome, right?" And he
loves that fucking. He did like a 30-minute fucking presentation.
Right, and then when Steve came out, Sakurai was like, "Yeah, so this is happening."
He's like,
I bet y'all wonder why we picked Steve. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like they said, you want Terry Bogard, you got to give us Steve, and I get it. And like you said, Brad, Minecraft is, you know, it's one of the best-selling video games ever. So, you know, think what you want, man, but don't act like you don't get it. You can not like it, but don't act like you don't get it.
Like I said, it's really dumb. I'm looking at the video. I don't know.
It is what it is. And look, you got 4 more characters coming in this DLC pass before the end of the year. Not before the end of this year, before the end of next year. So if you have to put up with a Steve, just cross your fingers and pray that he's not like stupid OP if you're trying to play online against people. But that's all you can really hope for with Steve from Minecraft. There'll be a lot of other Minecraft characters in the game as like assist trophies and spirits and stuff like that, as you do when you put a new character in. World of Warcraft has been delayed. The newest expansion, Shadowlands, is not coming out October 22nd. It supposedly is coming out, quote, later this year, according to Blizzard. Not much else to say about that, but it's the year of delays. What else do you expect? Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It's getting remastered.
Yeah, this was a fucking surprise.
And it's coming, and it's getting crossplay. And it's coming out next month. Now, this is the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit that came out in 2010. Arguably my favorite Need for Speed game in the entire series. Certainly the one that I played the most. That was back when me and Micah were competing on Autolog, going back and forth, trying to beat our times, trying to get that high score. But yeah, so like I said, it's being remastered. It's coming out on Switch, PS4, PC, and Xbox One. It's being made by the same folks, Stellar Entertainment, that did the remaster of Burnout Paradise, which was also very good, because I'd picked that up when it was like $5 and definitely got my money's worth out of that for sure. I don't know if I want to pay $40 for this right away. I might wait till it goes on sale.
What I did for Saints Row the Third remaster.
Yeah. I mean, it's an EA game. It will be on sale. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's for fucking certain. But yeah, what a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting this, and I'm pretty happy about it. We've talked about this on the show. Terrence, I can't remember if you do or not, but I know Mike and I liked the Need for Speed series a lot. But the last 6 years of Need for Speed games that have come out have been a little lackluster.
Well, I played Need for Speed on 360 and all that when they were good. Yeah, and then they just became just nonsense.
Need for Speed Heat sucks, man. It really does.
Which one is that? I don't even know which one that is.
That's the most recent one.
The one in Miami?
Yeah, the one in fake Miami, where you race legally during the day and commit all this fucking carnage, and then you race illegally at night. Ooh, like, all right, just shut up, yo. Like, I just want to play cops and robbers, yo, or cops and racers, I guess. Well, robbers. They stole them cars. Get out of here. I want to play cops and robbers, yo.
Well, now you can. Congratulations.
Like, I used to play Need for Speed, and then when Midnight Club came out, it was a wrap. Midnight Club is better.
Midnight Club was amazing. Yeah, Midnight Club had power ups. And
Midnight Club.
I must have played the wrong one. I remember I tried Midnight Club LA, I tried Midnight Club LA, and I did.
You didn't like that? That's my favorite one. That's the best one.
No, I remember it was one of the first PlayStation Plus free trial games that came out, where you could download the game and play it for 2 hours essentially for free. And yeah, I just did not. I was not feeling that one. So it was a throwback way back in the day. Ghost of Tsushima is getting new content October 16th. It's called Legends, which is going to be a new multiplayer mode, a cooperative multiplayer mode that's coming to the game, and it's getting a new game plus mode. So, Micah, get ready to dust off Ghost of Tsushima again to go through with new game plus
and co-op.
Yeah,
and a 4-player raid mode, and a horde mode. Like, that's amazing, and it's free.
And it's all free.
And there's new charms and shit, new gear dies,
loadouts,
and loadouts that you can. And the charms actually add like visual flair. Like the one charm, like if you pause it at one point, one charm gives the ability for what is that strike? Heavenly Strike, to cause a lightning strike and hit another fucking enemy. Like, all for free. All for fucking free. That's awesome. I want to know what the fuck a raid in Ghost of Tsushima looks like. I don't know how the fuck that works.
This is what you get, guys, when you pay $60 for video games instead of paying $10 for a monthly subscription. Just saying.
And each character, or for 4 players, each character has they're different types of characters, like just head on, like tanks and ranged characters. I think that Ronin is a ranged character. No, Ronin is support. I forgot. Whatever.
The hunter is the ranged character.
Yeah, hunter.
I think the samurai is like your standard, your standard class. Look,
Ronin is a support character. He can summon 2 fucking ghost dogs. Because why the fuck not?
There's a Forrest Whitaker joke in there somewhere. I just haven't thought of it yet. That fucking movie.
So, speaking of Japan, our last story, a monumental decision has been made, and finally, the Japanese are being brought to the land of common sense when it comes to PlayStation. For the first time ever, the PlayStation hardware will be forcing Japanese players to use the cross button as the confirmation button and the circle button to cancel, just like we've been doing in the West for the last 25 years. Our long worldwide nightmare has finally come to an end.
Boy, if they were American, they'd be flipping out.
Right.
So for those that did not know, even though that X has been the confirm button on PlayStation in America forever, in Japan they've been doing it the other way around. They've been doing it, as I like to say, Nintendo style, where the confirm button is on the far right and the cancel button is on the bottom, but no longer, because now starting with the PS5, it is a unified system worldwide. Funnily enough, though, PS5 games that are made in Japan are still going to use the circle as the confirm button layout, therefore confusing all Japanese gamers.
They're going to be all kinds of fucked up.
Like I have
just
to
so
imagine
weird.
it's like it's like writing with your opposite hand, right?
Yes.
Like because I'm playing Hades and I'm like I have so much muscle memory when in terms of like pressing the 3 button to confirm and I'm backing out and shit. Like I accidentally bought something that I didn't want to buy because I thought I was backing out and by pressing the 4, and no, I was acknowledging it. So I was like, God damn it, I didn't want this shit. So yeah,
like that fucks me up when certain games use different buttons for attack.
Yeah.
Like if like some games use like triangle for attack, I'm like, no, square is supposed to be like attack.
Oh, it's
not triangle
for me. Going between
it'll be going between like the triggers. Some games use the fucking triggers to attack. I'm like, yo, this is weird.
Going between Hades and King's of Amalur is fucking me up right now because Hades uses what would be the equivalent of the cross button as your dodge, but in King's of Amalur they use circle.
Yeah, circle. All right.
Yeah, and if I play one after the other, I'm fucking doing
going for like
King's
5 minutes
or when I'm trying to get out of the fucking way of something. It's crazy. So. But yeah, so prepare for a lot of Japanese gamers to get really upset when they go to confirm things and just cancel out of them constantly on their PS5.
We have a network and we do these reads, but I like to think that this show in particular, because Jay, while he is the mastermind that kind of does all this, like all he really does is just like press a button, right? Like, and just to kind of put it in the feed, right? Like we are the talent, right? We are the ones who are slaying the dragon, and we are the ones who are for the people. And last week when I flubbed the ad read, I got a comment on that saying from E-Man requesting that the ad read be in a different language. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out, E-Man. I'm relying on Google Translate to help me out. But E-Man, this is for you.
www.siksiknamangapixel.com/Amazon.
When you go to
Oh my God.
www.siksiknamangapixel.com/Amazon.
For all of your Amazon purchases, you not only help the show, you not only help the show, you don't pay anything extra. It is literally the easiest way to support your favorite podcast. That's
www.siksiknamangapixel.com/Amazon.
www.siksiknamingpixel.com/Amazon.
I can't believe you just made Mike try to actually pronounce something in a form.
Right, you just had me butcher that man's language, man. You just had me butcher that man's language.
Look, you should have learned it.
Yes, you too should go to densepixels.com/Amazon.
Nobody else do that, by the way. I'm not taking requests anymore. Okay, he did it, and he was the first. That's why he got it. Nobody else do that. I'm not doing it. Thank you very much.
There you go. We have no top stories this week. It was actually a rather slow week in humongous news. So we go right to the Dense Pixels post office. Micah, take it away.
Trey says, is it wrong to wish Telltale Studio was still around so I could get a Lovecraft Country game? No, it's not wrong. That would be a really good property to adapt in that style.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the latest episode yet, but
Good.
Another good one.
I hear it is very good, and
I think I'll wait till it's done so I can just binge it because I usually like the Lovecraft universe stuff, which stinks because he sucks. But
Oh yeah, all the white people are trash
Content's
in that
fine.
game.
So-
I mean, that's a dead game in that show. So yeah, they're par for
Well,
the course.
he was a massive racist, Terrence.
He was
Yeah.
no, I know he
It
was.
showed in his writing.
What was the name of his cat?
I couldn't.
I believe it was Nigger Man. That's funny. I'm sorry. That shit's funny. It's fucked up, but it's hilarious to me. It is.
Oh shit. Leonardo says, has Brad had a chance to play yet another 10 out of 10 Star Wars game in Star Wars Squadrons? It's phenomenal.
To borrow a phrase that you might hear in the air, Gary says, "You know what? I don't see it happening."
But hey, Terrence agreed with you. If you have VR,
VR.
Yeah. If you're playing it on just a regular screen, you wasted your money.
that's a pretty big caveat, by the way.
No, it's a huge caveat. Like I said, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't have VR. Fuck. No. I look like playing that shit on a normal screen.
Gustavo says, now that everyone on Dense Pixels has a Premier League team, what places would your team finish at the end of the season? If you guess correctly, I'll give you $50 at the end of the season. No helping the other hosts, Brad. What team would you assign Jay and Andy? Since my team is the Yankees of that team of the Premier League.
Just for context, the only help I will give you is that there are 20 teams in the Premier League.
20 teams.
Yeah, but you can't look at current standings, even though it's only
Oh,
4 matches into the season. You can't look at current standings to see how they're doing so far.
damn it! You two are gonna have me actually rooting for Chelsea to win this thing. When's the season? Like what? From what to what?
Oh, it's over in like May, so we have a long way to go.
Oh, we got a long way to go before I get that $50.
You're gonna have to keep the receipt in your back pocket. So
All right. Well, look, I'm saying out of 20, like it's straight up out of 20.
Yeah.
7.
okay, you guessed low, but that's fine. Terrence, where will your club, Leicester City, finish in the Premier League table?
What?
Just pick a number between 1 and 20.
5.
5. There you go. That was a good guess, Terrence. You have a real shot at winning this $50 from Gustavo. As far as Jay and Andy goes, what Premier League teams would Jay and Andy support? Well, when I think of Andy, the first thing that pops to mind, of course, is his red hair and beard. Andy is a red, therefore Andy roots for Liverpool Football Club. That's a pretty easy one. Now Jay is a more interesting person here because with Jay, we want to pick the bougiest team that exists in the Premier League. But Jay is like legit bougie. Like Jay doesn't fake it.
This nigga posted about looking for a dry vermouth for some fucking whatever food he was eating last night. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
It's true.
What is
so
it?
like
Is
dry
wine?
vermouth? Vermouth is an additive to a martini.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is fuck.
This is a tough one for Jay. Jay's also the boss, so I would imagine the Jay's top of the table team, and he drives a Tesla, so Jay's got a little bit of money that he likes to spend on the finer things. Jay is Manchester City in our Premier League table, so that's Jay's club, is Man City.
All right. Malcolm says, imagine waking up to this. Hope you're doing well after the heinous attack by the Fiend, Brad. Also, why doesn't the Fiend ever attack black people? I mean, if he went for Big E, I wouldn't be mad. Oh, wait, huh? You don't like Big E anymore?
Jesus Christ.
No, he doesn't like Big E. I thought he didn't like any of the New Day.
I thought he at least liked Big E. Maybe he doesn't like Big E because he is in the New Day. Like if he broke away from the New Day, then I think I'm just looking at his picture. I just saw it. Then maybe he would like it. I don't know. I know he's a Bobby Lashley guy, and I know Bobby Lashley's a Trump guy. So that's
Wait, is he?
look, Google
Oh.
Bobby Lashley and Trump.
Oh, they had that whole feud.
Just Google Bobby Lashley and Trump. That's all I need to see.
You know what? He sounds like he votes for Trump.
Yeah, and Trump looks like he would pick Bobby Lashley out of everybody on that roster. Give me the biggest, blackest, baldest guy to beat that other guy.
Didn't Trump
Just 'cause he
refer
wants
to him
to
as the big quote big beautiful black Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, probably.
Isn't that a phrase that was uttered on WWE television by him?
Probably, yeah, because he sees color. And look, I ain't mad at you. I see color too. I see orange and white all in your face. And yeah.
Literally the color of my wall is his I'm lying, I'm dying.
Johnny says, "What the hell is going on with Boogie? Is this dude a fighting game community person?"
No, Boogie's the larger gentleman who got famous, who got famous for playing that really obnoxious, like whiny, like internet character guy in videos.
I don't get on the internet.
Okay,
it's
you've seen him before. I know you have.
Star Wars kid.
I like that. That's a like a character.
Francis.
Francis. There you go. Yes,
that he created. What is going on in this picture?
From Pee Wee's Playhouse? That Francis?
No.
That's the only Francis I know. That Francis and Francis Underwood. Those are the only two Francises that I know.
I don't know who the dude in the front is though. Is the thing.
That's a low tier god.
Yeah, isn't he an asshole?
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah. I knew I saw that face before. I'm like, I don't like the cut of that guy's jib.
He plays Street Fighter.
And he's a real nigga. like he's an asshole. I don't know what's going on in this picture. What the fuck's happening? Why does he have a gun in the picture?
Well, I mean, the picture also looks shopped. Yeah, like I don't. So so who did? Again, we need more context, Johnny. Like we haven't seen this picture, so we don't know. We need the story behind it so that we can weigh in properly. Boogie pop himself into the picture.
What's going on?
I'm sorry. Johnny's next statement. So WWE just made Ali, a former Chicago police officer and openly practicing Muslim, into the leader of the terrorist anarchist group. What's it?
Retribution.
Retribution.
Yes.
Never change, Vince.
Jesus Christ.
They're finally giving Ali the rub.
Oh shit! Yeah, and they fight. Yeah, they. I don't be surprised if he gets his Mustafa back. You gotta really lean into it now. Jesus. Anthony says Hades is a very, very, very fun game. Tips for late gameplay, fave strategy for your preferred weapon. Man, you should have heard us before we started recording.
Yeah.
I was lamenting to Brad about how I finally made it to Hades, and then he just I got him down, and he kneeled down and was like, "Yo, I'm really disappointed in you," and then got all his health back and just decided to beat the crap out of me, to hit me with Blackie and send me right back to my room. But he is I prefer the shield or the spear. I prefer boons from I made it to Hades for the first time today, and I had the boon from Athena where you deflect while you're dashing. I had a boon from Hermes where you are sturdy as you come out of your dash, and you are and you move a little faster. I had a bunch of crit stuff from Artemis, and they threw they threw an Aphrodite thing in there for me, which really I don't really think helped, but I had weak on a couple of my attacks. I didn't have a call. And but that was the build, and I had 325 health. That's the build that I had that got me the furthest in the game so far.
Got a couple tips that I can offer. You're using a multi-hit weapon, so like the rail or the fists. Looking for Artemis spoons is generally a pretty good idea, because anything that gives you crit damage, you want to just lay in as many hits as you possibly can. With the mirror, start really upgrading the yellow side of the mirror once you unlock it from the contractor, because a lot of those talents are much more useful for late game play than the purple ones generally are. You can trade your ambrosias for Titan blood. I would keep 1 or 2 on hand until you start needing ambrosia much later in the game. But Titan blood is much more useful than ambrosia early on, just so you can start unlocking and powering up the different aspects of your weapons. And the spearhead that Patroclus gives you is really good for later levels, especially in the boss fights against Theseus and the Minotaur and Hades, because being able to shrug off multi-hits is pretty fucking great when you're trying to stay alive and shrug off every damage that you can. So those are a couple of my Hades tips if you've gotten a little bit deeper into the game so far.
Stuart says, do you replay single-player stories that often? And if so, what was the last one you repeated? Spider-Man. I completed my 4th playthrough of that game. And
God damn.
Yeah, I really like it. And I can't wait to play Tom Holland Spider-Man.
It was the last single-player game that I played through twice. I mean, I'm technically playing through Saints Row the Third again now. But I think the one I played the most in the last like 10 years was probably the first Tomb Raider remake. I played it like 5 times. Like, I don't know, I really enjoyed that game. But nothing super recent outside of Saints Row the Third. And probably Ghost of Tsushima when I finish that.
Yeah.
I'm playing on hard now, so I think they're adding another difficulty or new. I don't know if they're going to be. I know New Game Plus is coming. I don't know if there's going to be a harder difficulty. There should be.
If there is, I will play it.
And see, I'm the weird guy that finds it very difficult to go back through single-player story games, especially ones that are longer than like 20 hours, because part of what hooks me is the twists and turns. And when I already know what's going to happen, that takes away some of the enjoyment of the game. So, yeah, it's tough. Like, I'm trying to think of the last one that I went through as well, and not much from this generation. I can tell you the next one that I'm going to go through once they eventually release the Mass Effect trilogy remaster. Definitely going to do that again. But yeah, as far as replaying single player games, it's not something that happens very often for me, unless it's like an SNES era.
I mean, you're going through Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah, but I didn't beat that the first time.
Oh, you never finished it?
No, I got.
Oh,
I remember
goddamn.
that the story behind that one is I got 2/3 of the way through, and then Mass Effect 3 came out. That fucked that up.
Oh, yeah, I finished that game.
Yeah,
I think I finished it twice.
No, I never beat it. I got across the sea to the eastern continent, and that's where I left. So after you fight the giant fucking troll monster thing, that's like as big as a building.
All right.
And lastly, Cam says, what do you guys think of the new Ryan Reynolds movie, Free Guy? It seems like a really clever take on a video game movie concept. And while I know that other lesser show featuring Jay will cover it this week, who knows with him, I would much rather hear the takes from the well-informed video game loving people that you all are, rather than some filthy casual like Jay. I agree with everything in that statement. I think it's a cool idea to like a video game movie from an NPC's perspective, and isn't that like what RPGs are all about, right? Like some nobody who ends up being the luminary or whatever to save the world. I think it's an interesting concept. I don't think it will be good, and I'm not like super excited to see it, but I would watch it if I didn't have to there's no point, there was no part of me that contemplated even thinking about going to see this movie in like a theater. Whereas with the James Bond one, me and my wife were like, "You want to roll them dice?" And then we looked at us, and then we looked at our son, and we were like, "Nah, we can't roll them dice. We can just be patient." But yeah, because we used to go to movies all the time, man. That used to be our thing. But
I heard about this movie for the first time 2 minutes ago, and reading the content description on Wikipedia. I don't have high hopes for such a film.
Damn, you didn't see the trailer when it came out like 8 months ago?
I did not.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm too old. Like, they got all these fucking these references to like Fortnite and shit in now. Like, I'm already over it. I just don't care. It's a cool concept, like Micah said, but I like the way in which in which they're going about it is not for me. So I'll leave that to the children. It's fine.
And just wait, because I think that the female lead in the film is supposed to be the hero of the game, but but like it's a Ryan Reynolds movie, so he's going to end up being the hero of the game, of the movie. Like, she's the hero of the game, he's the hero of the movie, the thing that you're coming to see. So I'm just waiting for all of that commentary to surround this movie. But hey, that's Judy Comer. Oh shit.
Who?
Villanelle from Killing Eve. She is the female lead. I did not know that.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for posting your questions. You can do the same if you go to densepixels.com/fans to ask us questions that we will answer on the show. That's it for this week. Don't forget, Carrie is currently taking donations for Extra Life. She's posting a link to her campaign usually once a week in the Dense Pixels fan group. So again, densepixels.com/fans, and you can donate to that. I think she's very close to her goal at last check. So definitely give that a look if you can. Make sure you subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/densepixels. Ring the bell icon. You can notified when we post a new episode. And you can follow us on Twitch as well. Terrence is Apparition 410. Carrie is Suppets Carrie. She's doing Monster Hunter Mondays. I am Dense Pixels Brad. I've been streaming Hades. And like I said, I'll stream a little bit of Super Mario Bros. 35 so I can, again, decide whether or not this is a game that I truly like or not. But it's still in the dark as far as that goes after an hour and a half of playing. So that is it for this week. Thanks again for watching and listening. We'll see you all in the next week.
See you.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.